It is Therapy Thursday, a day where we answer your questions with the help of our friend, Dr. Brenda Lloyd Jones from the University of Oklahoma. Brenda, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Well, let's jump right in with our first question today. And our first question comes from Thomas. And Thomas says, some of my coworkers single me out and make fun of me. It makes me feel uncomfortable around them. I feel like I may be experiencing microaggression. What can I do about it?
Jonathan, this is a great question in that my students at OU Tulsa in the Human Relations Department, we study this, and microaggressions, let's define it. It was certainly coined by a Harvard psychiatrist, and it is those hostile and often offensive statements, questions, as well as assumptions that makes one feel uncomfortable. It is usually targeted at, however, at traditionally marginalized identity groups. So, for example, one coworker may say to another coworker, your English is quite good. Where are your parents from? Signaling that one who has English as a second language is not as capable of speaking English. So let's look at Thomas. Thomas has a couple of recourses or options. He can look at the organization's handbook, and there should be a section that talks about harassment, incivility, and bullying. And that way he can understand how his particular organization deals with aggression and microaggression. Secondly, he can talk with his friends and let them know, or coworkers, let them know what's happening, because sometimes people are not aware, because these types of statements can be said intentionally or not intentionally, unintentionally rather. So what he wants to do is bring it to the attention, his coworkers or friends' attention, and ask for allyship. Allyship is simply, if I stand up and say something about this, will you back me? Will you support me? Will you be there for me? And I think he will find that he has supportive coworkers or friends who are willing to stand by him and certainly make sure that his time is productive and satisfying. You know, empirical studies show that people at work, when they experience this kind of behavior, they not only feel it physically and emotionally, but the entire team may suffer from lack of production.
And it's unfortunate that adults do this, and it's a form of bullying and everything else. Unfortunately, we ran out of time today, so we're going to get to our next question from Felicia. We're going to ask that next week. And if you want to ask a question as well, you can send us an email at therapythursday@griffin.news. We'll answer Felicia's question and any of your questions next week right here on News on 6.